Hey everybody, this is James with the Soundboard team. I am here with Jan. Jan, I didn't even ask. Where are you from? I don't remember.
I'm living in Tampa, Florida right now.
Tampa, Florida. So you are probably not under the Arctic bulge of cold air that the rest of us are under, are
No,
you?
it's supposed to get down to 60 this weekend.
Ooh, watch out. Break out the long johns.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your health journey and your thoughts on, nutrition, and was it something that you've slowly become aware of over time, or did something happen to really prompt your healthy living journey?
Well, over 40 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with MS, and she saw a neurologist who said, "Hey, you need to change up your diet." And that 40 years ago, he understood the correlation between disease and nutrition. I was in seventh grade. And so he said, no red meat, eat like chicken, fish, very little dairy. She couldn't have cheese, milk. We had a little bit of skim milk. I mean, in our home, she, was used to eating ice cream, all that kind of stuff. And now we have so many more options. And so I didn't really understand all of it though. I mean, over time, it's just something I thought I was eating healthy. We made our own food, that kind of stuff. But there are still things that creep in, we're going to go to McDonald's. We're going to, just like any American family. Okay. Fast forward, I went to a actual naturopath for my daughter, and I found out I was allergic to dairy. And now, being more educated that dairy causes inflammation, right? Doesn't let your body heal. I have a special needs daughter. It was Sarah who was allergic to dairy, and I was allergic to eggs. So that was learning how to cook a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I'm feeding her and I really well, and then the other members of my family not so much. And my two kids are pretty sick. Through my daughter in particular, a 5-sport letterman, really sick. Through high school, my son, his sophomore year playing football, he went in the hospital for meningitis, upper respiratory, very sick. And so at that point, I'm thinking, you know what? There's got to be more out there. That would be the biggest thing I think that really influenced my family, because they didn't want to eat the way I was eating, Sarah and I, my special needs daughter. So I was introduced to Juice Plus at that time, and then I becoming more educated within our community, knowing what we know now, is that, disease is correlated through our nutrition. And so again, okay, we've been on the product for 2.5 years. We haven't gone to like a sick care doctor, like a hospital, those kind of things, for what we were used to with, strep throat and those kind of, I have a cold, like I was just telling you a few minutes ago. It's because, I made Christmas cookies with my daughter, and my immune system was compromised with the sugar and the dairy that was in the biscotti cookies. But figuring this stuff out, you don't know until you learn about it. So it's been great. I love our Juice Plus community and all the education behind it. My son, who was really sick, he got on Juice Plus, and he was healthy enough to graduate early from high school, and now he is got a full ride scholarship in his college that he plays football for, and it's really, really great. I mean, I think what a great opportunity for, if you can give your kids the right stuff, you give them the right shoes, the right education. Well, let's start with the foundation, their nutrition. So it's been awesome. And then my other daughter, who was a 5-sport letterman in high school, was sick all the time, barely made a 3-point. Now she's on the dean list in college, and she played rugby her freshman year, but because she has kept her grades up, they let her keep that partial scholarship. It's been wonderful. So I think the biggest impact, I would say, was when my son was really sick, like I said, in his sophomore year. And then I could never figure out why my daughter was tired all the time. So now I know.
Yeah. Well, that's a really encouraging story to hear, just your slow and gradual approach and your family accepting what needed to be done. So now we're in this season of education where you can find a supporting opinion to any opinion that you may have on the internet somewhere that's quote unquote research based. How do you sort through on the one hand, you have these hysterical Netflix documentaries where somebody watches that, they think they're informed about everything now, all the way to, we have just your typical family who are educated by big pharma and our industrial food complex. And it seems like people will do whatever they want, put whatever they want in their bodies. But when you start talking nutrition, all of a sudden everybody becomes this guarded skeptic. Yeah. How do you help your customers or the people who you want to become customers? How do you help them begin that journey in this sea of information that often seems conflicting?
Well, I did get my health coach certification with Dr. Sears, and
Okay.
I think he's a very reliable source. I mean, he's written over 45 nutrition books right now. He's got some great, webinars that you can listen to with him. Mm-hmm. I do like that our company has research behind it, over 37 studies. They can look at those. They can go right to the the medical journal and see it. They can see what they've studied on it and everything. Mm-hmm. It's not just stuck out there in fiber, what I was talking about, on the internet. Yeah. So, and I like that we do have doctors who are talking about and how it's used in the body. I think that's the biggest thing, is just educating them on where you can find it. It's not just hearsay. It's not, and I was teaching a class like last night with Dr. Sears. It was like, make health your hobby. And I was commending these 30-year-olds coming in with their little boy who was 2 and what they were already doing. And I said, I go, remember, look at the yogurt. Yeah, yogurt is good for you. But we were looking at the nutrition label on the back side of it and saying, how to read a label and all that kind of stuff. And I go, this is actually yogurt. Would you want to eat this? Look how much sugar and fat, and it has no fiber and all that. But I wonder if it was I don't know if I can quote a name brand, but those are those name brand products that say the cancer says, yeah, you should eat it because Dan and yogurt, I'm sorry, or whoever or whatever, but look at the sugar content and everything. Yogurt could be good for you, but you need to look what's in it. Yeah. They're not all the same. And I'm really feeling like these big, like you say, companies are donating lots of money to, cancer research or whatever, and they want us to put them on there saying that they are good products to eat, in which they're not, because they, cancer likes sugar, and that's not good. So I don't know. I just, you need to just, and then maybe it's just a little bit at a time. It's kind of like just do one simple change. Can you at least swallow these capsules and put them in your body? You can start with that. Mm-hmm. It's not, and it's even my husband. Now he's been, like I said, been on it for 2.5 years. We started a shred on Monday. He's in his second shred, never done it. And he's like, I can't believe how much better I feel. He's even eating less and less meat. He doesn't want to eat meat at night now. He said, I'll just have it at lunchtime. I mean, that's amazing, because this guy had meat all the time. And the first day he did the shred, though, he goes, I'm so hungry. I want to eat at night. I go, well, how much will we need to make your bigger smoothie? We got to get you started off right. You got to, and did you have this in the, your lunch? And did you have a snack in the afternoon? And did you, it's training your body differently. Yeah. That's the same thing with your customers. It's going to work. It's just, we have to back it up a little, eat more in the morning, and not feeling like you need to eat something at 10 o'clock at night that's sugary and sweet. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's one simple change. Not everybody can do a crash, all at once. It's just educating them.
So you mentioned your kids are away at college now. Are they finding that they're encouraged and are able to keep up this kind of healthy lifestyle, or has college made it difficult for them?
Well, now for Brian, they have to eat they have a cafeteria for the football players. I'm saying that's pretty good. And so he, has to make those choices for himself. Mm-hmm. A lot of times I know I'm finding him, double up during your season, because he's down in Miami, and so it's hot there. They don't have an indoor facility. So yeah, and I know last time I saw him, he did have a cold, but it's not like what he had before. And I know that it's just, the end of the season, and they're just working him hard.
Yeah.
Now my daughter, it's really cool. She lives off campus and she can cook her own food, even though she still has to have a food plan. So she kind of minimizes that.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl, I would say a couple years ago, was still having Red Bulls and eating like all this crap. And well, she came home this summer, and that was the first time she did the shred with me. And when she was getting off, she goes, "Mom, my stomach feels so much better. I know I'm allergic to the dairy."
Mm.
She has really avoided that now. And she's like making her own kombucha at school. I don't even do that.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? And she's just funny, and doing alternatives for different kind of coffee drinks and things other that are just a lot healthier, and teas. And she's, I don't even buy that kind of expensive tea, but whatever. But I would say, I think I did mention. So now Molly's barely made a 3-point in high school, and now in college she takes 18 to 22 credit hours. It's on the dean's list. And she works part-time as a nanny.
Wow.
So she's just doing awesome. It's really great talking to her, and then she'll call, "Mom, how should I make this?" And, having conversation. So it's great.
So, and I'm sure she's having some kind of ripple effect on her friends and peers as well as they.
Yeah, she actually did her HLP in September.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know if she wants to continue that, but I said, hey, well, at least get some of these, if you're already getting your couple of friends on it, let's at least do this, get you started. You never know what can happen with it,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's terrific. Terrific. Well, thank you very much, Jan, for sharing your story. I know that people will be encouraged to hear it. Everybody's going to be busy this month, but in the back of everybody's minds is we're so used to having that typical American Christmas with sweets everywhere you turn and too much food and excess. And let's all remember to try to stick on the path. Our bodies are certainly going to remind us if we don't.
Like making those darn Christmas cookies. They're in the freezer.
But they were so good, weren't they?
They were. I mean, we make instead of the twice baked biscotti cookies, what you would think are normal, like the hard ones. We don't do that. We have them, they're soft, and we put a glaze on them. So they're soft. The kids just love them.
And you said that recipe's from the old country?
That was my grandmother.
Amazing. Yeah, you can't let that tradition die. There are some things.
I don't think so. There's certain things that you just have a little bit, but I think I ate too many. And stress, this time of the year. So it's correlation. So we can keep away, and I'm glad we're doing another shred right now. I'm feeling really good.
Okay, well, happy holidays. Thanks so much for your time.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.